This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, and when it launched, it cost a ridiculous amount of $1,800 globally. And today in 2026, if you walk into a brand new store, a flagship foldable will be costing you around $1,900, which is well over 2.8 million naira in the Nigerian currency. But I didn't pay that. I paid approximately about $380, which is about 580,000 naira cash. Now, for a phone that goes from being a regular phone to actually being able to turn into a tablet, even if it's 3 years old, being able to pay below $400 for this is actually a life hack. So are you actually buying a ticking bomb that would actually snap in half next week? Or today, we are breaking down everything that has to do with the Fold 5, which is coming from the display to the battery to the cameras, the raw performance. No sugarcoating anything. Let's find out if the Fold 5 is actually the ultimate 2026 cheat code. Let's talk about the display and the Hinge. I mean, if we're going to start with talking with the screen, because I don't think you're here for anything other than some of these basics, the Z Fold 5 was actually the first model where Samsung finally designed a flex hinge that allowed the phone to fold completely flat. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, this is actually what I'm trying to explain. As you can see, there is actually no gap in between the phone here, which means dust and particles and whatever can actually slide into this while this is actually in your pocket or anywhere. The outer screen, which is this, is actually a 6.2 inch, but it's still very narrow. It's like a TV remote kind of aspect ratio. It's tight, but it's very good for typing, especially if you have big thumbs. But come on, this has 120 Hz refresh rate on both screens, and it feels incredibly fluid. If you're buying this used, make sure that the pre-installed protector isn't peeling, and if it is peeling, do not peel it yourself. Give it to a pro to actually swap it, or you might be risking spending about 300,000 naira, or let's say about $200 to actually fix it. Let's now move to the performance. This phone still comes with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. And is this really a beast? Well, under the hood, we have the Snapdragon Gen 2 for the Galaxy with 12 gigs of RAM, and now the tech makers in 2026 want you to believe that you need the latest Gen 5 or Gen 6 chip to actually run your phone. Forget it, that's actually a lie, because in everyday use, this phone flies and it handles every multitasking effortlessly. You can have Zoom calls on one side of the screen, take notes on the other side. You can have your calculator opened. You can actually do so many things at the same time. And if you're actually a business owner, a content creator, a student trying to get to work or to get a lot of things done, this phone would actually still give you the best that you can actually ask for. Let's move to gaming. Now, if you're actually a gamer, you'll probably be enjoying this phone because games like PUBG, Call of Duty, Football, Asphalt, and so many other games would run beautifully. And the large display, which is the inner display, will give you more rooms for you to see your enemies. And it has 120 Hz refresh rate, making the gameplay feel very smooth. The speakers are loud because the phone unfolds, your fingers aren't blocking half of the screen, and it almost feels like you're actually playing a game on a small tablet. So if you're looking for a very good phone to actually game, then this could be something that you're actually trying to actually get. Now let's talk about multitasking. And this is where this phone actually shines. I've been using this phone for a very long time, and I would say that one of the features that I've enjoyed is my ability to do 3 to 4 things on the screen without actually feeling it. I can be watching YouTube on one side, responding to a WhatsApp message on the other. I can be checking an Excel spreadsheet. I can be responding to my team members on another platform that we use for communication. And it handles everything simultaneously without issue. It saves time, and before you know what you're doing, you're actually used to using it, and it's very hard to go back to a normal phone. I mean, I switched from an iPhone to this, and I don't think I actually want to go back, to be honest. If that is not convincing enough, then let's move to the storage, because you will probably never run out of storage. Now let's be honest, this phone comes in 3 variants. You have the 256 gig, the 512, and the massive 1 terabyte. Well, I'm using the 256, and to be fair, I've not maxed out half of what this phone has as storage. In summary, this storage gives you the ability to store quite a number of things on this. And before I move to the designs, I want to say that 256 gig of storage on Android, especially this, feels way better than 256 gig on iPhone, because I found out that it seems iPhone takes a huge amount of space, and by the time you're saving things on your iPhone devices, you end up maxing out your iPhone storage, and then it starts to ask you to subscribe to the iCloud and do some other things. But trust me, I've used this in 2026 and I've not had a reason to think of getting another storage at all. Now, the design of this Fold 5 is actually better than every of the previous folds that had actually been done, because Samsung really improved the design here. The Fold 5 is actually slimmer, is lighter, and then when you close it, it completely shuts. Like I've said before, there is no gap, so no annoying gap like the other folds, and it feels premium. The hinge on this is smoother. Even though I got this used, I've still enjoyed every bit of it. The frame feels solid despite being foldable, and it doesn't feel fragile in an everyday use. So you can fit it into your pocket, and that's one of like the biggest surprises. Even though it's basically like a tablet, it moves into your pocket without issues. Now let's talk about brightness, because the question you might want to ask is, can you use this indoors or outdoors? Now, I would say that even with all the lights we have in the studio, I can basically show you the display from here, and you can see how bright it is if we have to walk outside in the sun. So this light is currently at 6000, and you could see clearly that you can still see the screen of my phone and even almost read. So one question people ask is, what happens under the sun? Good news, the Fold 5 is actually very bright, so whether you're replying emails, watching videos, or navigating Google Maps, the display remains easy to see on the outdoors. So if you spend a lot of times outdoors, you will appreciate that this is actually a very good device. Now, another question you might be asking me is the battery. Now, I'm going to give you a very honest reply here. This battery is solid. Now, I'm one kind of person who uses a phone, and you call people like me an heavy user. So if I'll give you the textbook of what this battery is, it's a 4400 mAh battery. Well, some people say it is okay, but from my own experience using it in 2026, I would say that when it's fully charged, it takes me say around 12 to 14 hours when I'm actually like using. It does have the fast wired charging, it has fast wireless charging, and it also has reverse charging, which means you can actually turn that on from the settings. When you turn it on, you can actually like put your wristwatch or your stuff on it, and it's able to like reverse charge that from here. I think I only charge my phone once or twice in a day. I don't really have to like carry a power bank and a charger along. Basically, I've only had one experience of this phone going off, and I think that was because we had a blackout. Our inverter at home then got faulty, and I had to now like step out to boost it up in the car. But save that, I don't think I've actually had a time when this phone went off, just once. So you're safe. Now to the most important question, which is the cameras, because I know some of you would want to find out what the camera is all about. The Fold 5 actually has a 50 megapixel main sensor and a 10 megapixel telephoto and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. But how then do they hold up? Well, these are some of the pictures I actually took in the studio today while I was actually trying to test the cameras. They're sharp, colorful, and they're social media ready, if I'll be honest. As much as a lot of people have spoken about the fact that the cameras aren't as good as they should be, I feel like they're actually fair enough and decent, to be very honest. Now, it's not going to be able to compete with a 100x zoom on modern ultra phones, but you want to be able to quickly do some basic things. This will still be able to carry you. Now, I must say that the under display camera, which is here, is not good at all. I would say that it looks like a webcam from 2012, and it basically is not going to give you the best. But if you're using the rear cameras, you get the utmost best quality for what you're doing. And the good thing about the Fold is that if I actually turn on the camera right now, as you can see, the camera is actually on. I can therefore click on this button here, which switches to this. Now, if I show you from here, you would see that you can actually see a preview of what the rear camera is showing on the screen here. And it's good for, first of all, when you're taking pictures and say your girlfriend or your wife is asking to take a picture, you know the way you have to take like 100 pictures and she still has to vex and bang something on your head that the pictures are not good. She gets to see herself, she can adjust her posture the way she wants and just tells you when to actually just press the button. That works. Or if I actually click on this and slide, I'm able to like do, it switches from the view here, and I'm basically able to do a full recording of myself using the rear cameras, and I'm actually looking at myself here, which means I necessarily might not need anybody to actually help me with anything, and I'm able to like do video productions or be able to take selfies at a very decent quality. So if you ask me what the cameras look like, I'll say that they're decent and they're good. They're not as bad as people make it seem. So if you ask me what's my verdict on the Fold 5, who should actually buy this? Honest opinion, my honest opinion would be that if you have 2.8 million or $1,900 that is burning in the whole of your pocket and your hand is itching you, you can go and get a new foldable. But if you want to be smart with your money, buying a clean used Z Fold 5 in 2026 for just under $400, which is about less than 600,000 Naira, is an absolute steal. You get 90% of the premium experience, the same multitasking power, the same gorgeous tablet size. The screen is literally a fraction of the price, and you just get a clean one. Just check the screen protector and then make sure that you have a backup battery, because in case you're not as lucky as I am to get a good battery, get a backup battery like a power bank. But let me know in the comments, would you actually buy this for 580,000 Naira or $380? Or do you want to save up to get a brand new phone? And what exactly do you think this would be? And if this video has actually been very interesting, make sure to actually subscribe to this video, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.